Hello everyone. So last week I made a video where I shared my marks. I shared my marks of UPSC 2018, 2019 and 2020. So there I also said one thing that I try to attempt all. Like it varies from people to people, right? So my thing is I try to attempt all. Fine. So now there was one question, and that's a very valid question. The question is, how can we attempt? Like there are many students, and that can be a doubt that how can we attempt all if we don't know them? How can you attempt 100 question in, let's say, this is 2020 paper, CSP 2020, that is Civil Services 2020 paper. So how can you attempt 100 questions if you don't know them? Very, very valid question. So what is the answer here? So again, what you have to understand here is try to dig deep and try to analyze. Like if you analyze stuff now, you will realize that most of the topper will tell you that most of the topper, and I'm talking about like 90% of the people, and let's forget even about the toppers. Let's say right now we focus on the prelims portion. So 10,000 people, they are clearing prelims for UPSC CSE. So 90% or more than that will tell you that they will really know more than 45 to 50% of the question, and they are clearing it year after year after year, and I'm one of them. So what I'm trying to tell you is you will not know more than 40 to 45% or even 50% of the question. So rest 50 to 60% questions you have to do by option elimination, and this is not tukka do. Tukka is different. So that is also known as educated guess if your tukka gets correct. But yeah, option elimination and tukkas and the guesses are not same. Option elimination has a what do you say, madness has a method to it. So we'll try to understand that. So what I'm trying to tell you is, the thing is, this is the thing that even I have told you I try to attempt all. Most of the toppers will tell you that they will have attempted 85 or 90 questions, so that varies. But there is a like optimum number of questions which you have to find out. What is the optimum number of questions for you people, right? And how you can do that? By solving one paper, one mock paper every Sunday. Try to do that. If you can do it like 3 times in a week, awesome. But at least on Sunday from 9:30 to 11:30, when you'll be giving your paper one, try to solve one paper and see how much marks you're getting. Fine. Now coming back to the next question, that is only 45 to 50% question is absolutely known to us, or even lesser than that. Then how we can solve the next part? How we can solve the, let's say if I know only 40% questions with surety, happens with all of us. So how can you, because if you're solving only 40% of the questions, and if you talk about UPSC, and the same thing you can apply to PSC and other exams also. So here, if you talk about UPSC, you will get only 80 marks if you get all of them correct. And even here, what you think you know totally, like 40% of the questions, here also you will get only 36, 37 correct. 10% questions here also you will get it wrong. So that is not going to help you clear the cutoff, right? The cutoff is almost around, if it means 50%, if not more. So now the rest 60% questions will be solved with something known as option elimination. We have just discussed, and 3210 technique. 3210 technique is one of the best option elimination technique there is, if not the best. So 3210 technique, very, very tried and tested technique. But I have seen people even using this 3210 technique wrong. So let's try to delineate what is this 3210 technique. So what is 3210? If I clear it all out, so what do you understand by 3210 technique? So that means in first iteration, so there are different patterns here. First iteration, what you're going to do in the first iteration, sir and ma'am, what you're going to do is you will have, or you will be solving those questions where you can eliminate 3 options. That means you're solving those questions which you know for sure. And out of, if you're eliminating 3 out of 4 options, then you're left with one option only. That means you're knowing the answer for sure. So let's say there are some people who say that, sir, we give exam where there are 5 options. Then you have to go for 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. So here you have to, in the first iteration, you will solve those questions where you can eliminate 4 options. So first iteration, you are solving those questions for those questions which you know for sure. So now you know the madness, like what happens here. In the second iteration, you will solve those questions where you can eliminate 2 options. And in the third iteration, you will solve those questions where you can eliminate 1 option, fourth option. In fourth iteration, what you will be doing, you will be eliminating, or you will be solving. So second iteration, eliminated 3 options. Solved sure short questions. In second iteration, eliminated 2 options. In third iteration, eliminated how many? 1 option, right? And here it is option. And in fourth, you're not eliminating anything. So then how are you solving the question? That is again a moot point. So the thing is, the basic concept behind this madness is the more you think or the more your iteration are. So the more your iteration are, the more you are thinking. And the more you are thinking, the more your brain remembers stuff. And even like those stuff, which goes back to, let's say, what you have studied 3-4 years back, brain will remember that also. So please, 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 sir and ma'am, understand one thing, that more your iterations are, the better your chances are of clearing any objective exam, be it UPSC, PSC, or any other exam which you are giving. So try to follow this method. Now, the next thing, bubble filling. So you may feel like a bubble filling is such as like everybody knows how to do bubble filling. No, believe me, most of the people here also they are making mistake. If not most, some of them are making mistake. So what I have seen is I have seen many people who fill bubble at the end. So now what is happening here is, if possible, if it is possible for you, because what happens now, sometimes we become very addicted to our habits, so it's very difficult to change our habits. But the sooner we realize that the habit is not very good, so you have to change it. So if possible, try to avoid that. Try to avoid bubble filling at the end, because I've seen numerous such example, and I believe you people also would have heard about it, where people were not able to fill bubbles and their OMR sheets were taken away. So this is actually reality. This is not an excuse given by those people who are not able to clear exam. I have seen that happening, and you will also see those things happening once you give this exam, or if you have already given, you may have seen that. So what you can do, how you have to do bubble filling, there is also a method to that. And here you can club bubble filling with the 3-2-1-0 iteration method. So what you can do is, let's say when you're, and how to do this iteration, there is also a pattern here. So in first iteration, so we know in first iteration, we are solving those questions which we know for sure. So let's say there are 100 questions. 100 questions are there in the paper. So you can divide it into 34, 33, 33. So 34 questions, 33 questions, 33 questions. What you will do is, you will solve 34 questions and then you will do bubble filling. I will tell you, just listen me out, and then you will understand why we are doing what we are doing. So we'll do 34 questions and then we'll do bubble filling. So here you're doing it in the first iteration. So maybe you are knowing only 8 questions for sure, or 8 to 10 questions. So whatever questions you're knowing for sure, you will do the bubble filling. Then you will solve the next 33 questions and you will do the bubble filling same way. So 8 to 10 questions there also, and 8 to 10 questions in the last iteration. So what is happening here is, so when you're doing this, so those questions are done and dusted. You will not go back again and change your answers. That happens. Sometimes we do that. Don't do that. If you're sure about it, have trust in your ability, have trust in your faith, like your knowledge, and go with it. And this is not the most important part. The part why we are doing bubble filling once we have done 34, 33, 33 is because when you're filling bubbles, you're giving rest to your mind, which is very much needed in this tense exam situation. And at the same time, when you're doing bubble filling for, let's say, first 34 questions, you're preparing your mind for the next set of questions, that your mind is taking rest. Maybe you're eating some chocolates or drinking some water. You're giving your mind a little bit of rest, which is very much needed. In second, third, and subsequent iteration, what you can do is you can solve question and you can fill bubble simultaneously, because now you're doing the multiple part. Like you're not seeing the question for the first time, you're seeing it for second, third, and fourth time. So you can simultaneously solve the questions and fill the bubble, so that you make sure that you're not leaving out any bubble and you're not leaving out any question. So that is a basic gist why I made this video. May seem like a very trivial kind of a thing, but believe me, many people face these kind of issues, and maybe you have the knowledge base, you know everything, but still you're not able to clear the exam because of some stupidities which you're making here and there. So what you have to remember, 3-2-1-0 technique, basic premise is, the more you are your iterations, the more are your chances of clearing any objective exam, be it UPSC, pre, other PSCs, etc. Fine. Take care, be blessed, bye-bye, and try to incorporate it in your exam, and try to do this in test papers and see how it goes before applying that in exam. But again, all of us are doing it. Most of the people are doing it. So if you're not knowing about this technique, you'll be left behind. So make sure that you don't, or you're not left behind and you do this. So fine. Take care, be blessed. Bye-bye.